Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola. A little extra music for us today. Almost like there's an echo in the room.
Echo in the room.
Right, there it is. All right, gang. We are brought to you by the Subculture Podcast Network. Check us out online at bio.link/subculturepod network. All right, and there's a host of amazing shows on there. Definitely want you to check them out. Let us know what you think of the shows, and if there's any other shows you'd like us to add to the network. So, all right, let's get into it today. Let's say hello to our ranters. Hello, Mila.
Ew.
Hello, Larry.
Hey.
And no, Bruno.
No.
Bruno's at a wedding this weekend.
He's at a wedding.
He's at a wedding. Gotta give it to him. He's at a wedding.
Fair.
He's doing the marriage thing, doing the thing, you know, over there.
I love weddings.
Do you? You do.
I
Is that his chance to wear cufflinks? Is
Absolutely.
That, yeah, that's what I thought.
That's the movement. I am the cufflink guy, and my cufflink game is on point. My shoe game
How many
is
pairs?
fire.
So, I have almost 600 Funko Pops. We're dwindling them down. I'm
I
selling
don't
them
have
off.
anything like that.
Well, how many cufflinks do you have? Give us a number, a rough number.
It's a small number. I probably have about 12 pairs.
I have one. Just in case you're wondering, I have one pair.
Yeah, no,
So 12 to me is like
I've got about 12
Funko
pairs.
Pop collection. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty on point,
And
though.
they're different, and for every wedding, it's always like a different theme or whatever. They're like a party, so depending on what my suit is,
Yeah.
depending on the event. Like I have Darth Vader cufflinks, which are badass.
Yeah, those are
I have the
pretty badass.
Targaryen dragon cufflinks.
Cool.
Sure. You're making
I've
their
got
wedding
this-
about you. I like that.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's perfect.
Listen, it's become a thing. So like when I show up at a wedding, people are like, let me see them.
Yeah.
They're like right away they want to see the
What
cufflinks.
about the socks? I thought the
that's
socks.
So it's also the socks. So it's the cufflinks, the socks, and the shoes. Those are the
I'm
three.
wearing some badass socks. I got Spider-Man socks on.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I've
I've got cozy kind of
Nice.
gray
Those
ones.
two look cozy.
Very nice, nice. All right, now that we got our wardrobe settled, and that is the most fun I'm going to have on this podcast today.
Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are reviewing Echo by
Yes.
Marvel Studios, the Marvel Spotlight, their first show.
I was just saying, this is their first show
This
under
is
the
their first
Spotlight
outing
banner,
for
right?
Spotlight. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they're
it's
bringing spotlights back. That's cool.
Yeah, they're labeled to be able to put shows like this that are like the TVMA rating. So they put like the new Daredevil stuff, probably the Punisher, anything that's like really violent to put on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They're putting under Spotlight so they can rate a TVMA and just let people know, don't let your kids watch this. So we are.
I think it's also too. It's like so it doesn't fit super canon. Like it's its own.
It
like,
is
kind
though.
of.
It's all canon.
I mean,
Like they brought this is when they brought a lot of the old stuff in.
It is
First
canon,
episode was just a review episode.
but
Yeah.
but it's really cool.
It was a
catch
cool
up.
review one.
It was a catch-up episode.
Right, but I feel that like even
Where
though
were
this
ya?
is all canon. What do you call it? It doesn't. Like,
It's not playing into
they're not
what's going
talking
on,
about
yeah.
like.
They're not talking about the multiverse stuff.
Yeah,
and
they're not
staying
talking
away
about
from
all
the
that
main
shit.
storyline.
Which I love
So
when they don't
this is
talk
a
about
lot of what they said is this Spotlight stuff, especially, is going to be more of the street level stuff. Where
Right.
Daredevil, even
With
Moon
the
Knight,
Defenders, basically.
things like that,
The
Defenders,
Defenders.
things like that are going to be put under this,
Yeah.
so then you're not talking about the universe
God.
changing stuff.
Yes.
It's
Right?
just the street level stuff.
Woo!
Yay!
So I was really looking forward to that, and then they gave us this. So. It's definitely going to be somewhat of a split room. I think there's going to be 3 levels of excitement for this show today.
Yes.
Couldn't
3
care
distinct
less.
levels.
Pretty decent and all. Yahoo! So we'll see how this goes. So who wants to give the summary of what basically goes on throughout? It's a 5-episode quick shot mini series. Basically, I mean, with credits and everything, it's less than 40 minutes an episode. Obviously, with the end credits.
It's basically like if you put this all in a movie, it was like a 2.5 hour movie. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One I'm really sad I saw. So this is starring.
Better than Yellowbeard.
It's definitely better than Yellow, but we can't even compare.
That's like.
I wasn't having high hopes. So this
I was
I
like,
was
it's
having
better than
hopes.
stepping in a pile of shit, you say.
That's right. So this stars Alaqua Cox, Chasky Spencer. Is that how you say his name? Chasky? Tattoo Cardinal. Graham Greene, who we've seen a million times. He's been in everything. Devery Jacobs and Cody Lightning and Morning Star Angelino. Some of your basic, and those are your basic main players.
Yeah.
A lot of forgettable, and of course Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin.
Yeah.
Astoundingly, if you will.
Yeah, I mean,
Every time he's on the screen, I love it.
yeah, I don't.
Womp womp. Oh yeah. You have this weird beef, right?
No, I don't. My beef with him
Are you
has
still
changed.
beefing about that?
No, my beef has changed.
He's not the size of a salad.
No, he's huge. He got bigger. So since Daredevil, they beefed him up, whether it's digitally or I know he put on some weight for it, but he talked about that. He doesn't want to put on a ton of weight to continue because he wants to do this character for as long as they'll let him.
Yeah.
I read about that. He really loves this character, and he doesn't. So, and I'll tell you why. Because I know I'm going to get interrupted. I'm going to tell you why. I think he could. I love Vincent D'Onofrio. I think he's an amazing actor. I think he loves doing this role. I think he's good for. I think he's perfect for the role. Oddly enough, I don't like a lot of his delivery. It seems really off pace. He has a weird pacing and cadence to the way he talks. I know
what you're talking about,
and it fucking drives me nuts. Okay. I can't understand why he chose. It's a choice in the way he kind of talks and keeps moving his fingers, and he seems almost insecure. In a way, he seems very unsure and insecure. To me, that's not Kingpin. Like, Kingpin is the mob boss. He's the guy who runs fucking New York. You know what I mean? Now, he's a badass, right? You kill anybody at the drop of a dime. That's Kingpin. But his personal stuff seems very... we went through the whole father thing with him and that kind of stuff, and that was all fucking bullshit. But whatever, that was the story part of the line that I just couldn't care less to see. I didn't really
we've seen it already.
Yeah, that was also
right.
catch up.
So I didn't really want to see it again for the majority and why he's there. You know what I mean? I just thought, for the overall, I just thought the story was weak. I thought it was a weak story. I thought they could have done better. Who wants to go next?
I would have to say, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of points that you're bringing up. You came in with like hellfire, but the points you made, I was like, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Although I don't know.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm fresh off watching. I watched every episode last night.
Oh my god!
I watched almost every episode last night. I watched the first one a while ago.
Last night at like 9:00.
Yeah, I started at like 7 and 8. Yeah.
So no wonder why you're so mad.
I'm fucking mad. Yeah, because it kept me up to watch this bullshit.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I love the way he does Fisk personally. He does have weird deliveries and stuff like that, but I just think he's got such a way of presenting his character that it's like it can be so threatening and so menacing.
Yes, physically. Yeah. And his thing. Yes, to me that's why they've changed it since Daredevil.
Right. And I was going to say,
Hawkeyes, that was so much better.
They definitely changed it.
Yeah, I think they heard
Daredevil.
the fans and like you need to beef up Kingpin because he's not that tiny. Yeah. And I think they really went far. They went on that, and I think for it to be realistic. You know what I mean? In terms of like he's not the Hulk, so they're not going to digitally animate him the whole time like the Hulk.
Right.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason.
They make him look imposing.
Yes, I'm okay with that because he's. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. I think his physical appearance in this show and in Hawkeye was spot on. I'm totally cool with that.
Oh yeah,
totally cool with that.
Yeah, no. I also the thing is, I don't know. In this show, compared to other times I've seen Fisk, by that I mean Daredevil, because I pretend he didn't show up in Hawkeye. I pretend that didn't happen. It was like, that just felt like a weird caricature of his character because they like stuck him in at the end and were like, oh yeah, he's the super ultra bad guy. Yeah. Doing super ultra bad guy things.
He's behind the scenes guy.
Right. But
that's Fisk.
In this one, it was like, it had moments where it was like amazing. And then there were moments where I was like, it just felt kind of like pointless. And it was going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's how I felt throughout the show. Like the first half of the show I thought was amazing, and I thought it was fascinating, and it kept me hooked, right? And then the second half I could see, I was like, okay, I don't think there's gonna be a net anything happening right now.
No.
like no one dies, no one shockingly
lives. Even the
lives.
tag at the end, even the after credit tag was like
that felt thrown in there.
Oh.
It was like, maybe
he's gonna go for mayor.
Mayor.
Awesome.
Didn't he go for mayor another time in Daredevil?
Larry thinks he's on the show. He's sign languaging over here to where I left.
I don't know. It was just a lot of like weird decisions near the end, and it felt like super rushed at the end. Also, Larry, you have things on your mind.
I do. I was just waiting for you to finish that.
You're good.
I'm trying to be.
What show are you on?
So to start off the conversation with the whole Fisk thing, I 100% agree with you. It is about the deliverance, right, of the way he is. I look at it as, excuse me, I feel that Wilson Fisk at this moment is two separate people. right? He's the person that he wants to be. He wants to be that nurturer, that family person. He wants to do that. So when he's talking to Maya, when you saw him talk to his wife, it was different than the badass guy. So I feel that it's that trying to find that balance between gangster and try to show that he's trying to do something else for his own people. So I think it's almost like a development of Wilson Fisk, the character, right? So, but I do get it. His whole delivery.
Yeah, I don't need a development of his character. I know who Wilson Fisk is. I know who Kingpin is. Just give me Kingpin.
Right, but this, as we've seen, this is kind of like the development of all of them, right? Yeah. So this is the development of Daredevil. It's the development of Luke Cage. We're watching. These are basically all origin stories.
Yeah, I'm 48.
Okay, that's cool.
It's so long for them to fucking get to the characters the way they're actually supposed to be.
Nobody cuts him off. I'm gonna hit him. So with the whole Fisk thing, like,
I'm pretty sure the host of the show.
I know pretty much. No, so I mean, I do understand your point. I do get it, but I looked at that as as a person, he's trying to find that balance between the hardcore gangster and trying to be the family, like very much like an Al Capone type person. Like Al Capone was a fucking deadly guy. But when he was with his family, he was nice. He was cordial. He was very caring, stuff like that. So I'm kind of seeing some of that development. And because of all the stories and books I've read and seen about like these big mob bosses, it's the duality of complex characters, right? So that's kind of how I look at Fisk, and I think that once we get into the New York stuff, he's going to become more of the Fisk that we know. Yeah. I think it's going to be more of a... I'm going to see more of that. I know you have no patience for that.
I could care less. I could give a fuck less.
I got that.
It's another one of those, like, I need to wait 5 episodes for the character to get to be the character that we know they're going to be anyway. You know what I mean? For her to get in the suit, for her to... Like, oh, fuck me. Yeah. Daredevil was like a whole season before it got in the red suit.
Yeah, right.
And we saw this one was the throwback suit because... And I know some people online like, oh, he's got the red suit on again. Yeah. Because it's the past. We're seeing the past Daredevil from around, you know what I mean?
It's like season 2 Daredevil.
I dread ever seeing him in the yellow suit.
That was awful. It was really awful.
I dread seeing him in it. I didn't see the rest of She-Hulk, and I know he wore it in that. Right? I stopped like 3rd episode. I was like,
I watched the whole thing.
I don't blame you. Yeah, it watched me.
But like, I was like, I'm not watching. I'm not even watching for the end to see Daredevil because I can't bear to see him in this show.
Yeah, it was.
You can't do that.
But like. I recently saw online a cosplayer, like somebody who did like a badass fucking Daredevil suit. I'll bring it up to you after the show. I'll show it to you guys. It was like, I mean, obviously it was not the Ben Affleck suit. It was like a real comic book accurate fucking Daredevil suit. It was badass. Yeah, but not really. But it was definitely more. It was definitely more modern. Like it was fucking badass. It was really cool. And who knows? It had the double D on it. God forbid they actually get to that on the fucking shows. He has yet to have the fucking double D on his chest.
I'm going to keep it 100 with him.
Because they haven't given him the name Daredevil yet.
Yeah. Right. So that's He's been his own show, a couple of seasons. He was in She-Hulk. Right. He's been in this. What the fuck? What are we waiting for?
What do they call him?
No, they call him Daredevil now. He said at the end of season 1 of Daredevil, he was like, I'm Daredevil.
Was it?
Yeah.
So where's the double D? So you're right.
So
all right. So here's my defense.
Penetration?
No double D? Here's my defense. I think that's the stupidest fucking logo I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it is. You're not wrong, but the fuck, it's part of the character.
Oh, what the fuck? We need the stupid logo.
Yeah, it's part of the character.
But you know what, though? This is
part of the character.
The costume flaw is coming from Marco, and we don't need to go down this
I'm the costume guy. I want to see something somewhat accurate.
It's like arguing with a brick wall.
Yeah.
But it needs to look like latex with the double D on it.
No, it needs to look good.
No.
It needs to look good.
But at the same time, though, it also needs to be current and tactical.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It needs to be,
but you can't throw the fucking double D on it to actually make the comic book character look like he does in the comic books.
Okay, well, the comic book character has a latex suit on.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't want that. That's ridiculous. It's spandex. So when you say latex, what world are you in? It's spandex.
She's in a different world.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Spandex.
I don't want to know.
Definitely different. Definitely.
I know. Once you said spandex, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's running around in a spandex costume with a double D on it. I mean, do we really want to be a costume accurate Daredevil? No fucking no.
Do we want, what's his name? What was that? The Daredevil movie?
None of them. Any of them.
He wore that. Something like that.
Sort of.
That was close. Solid.
So let's back off on the whole the comic book concept and yeah. Overall, yeah. But overall, the show, I like this show. I mean, overall,
Tell me why you like the show. I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just wondering why.
So
what did it do for you?
What did it do for you? For me, this was the show that I didn't care for, but I'm glad I got and watched. It introduced me to a character. They gave her some depth, which I very much appreciated. They gave us a little bit about a history, but didn't do too much of flashbacks. The flashbacks that they did, I actually liked. We get the fact that her name is Echo because she's an echo of her generation. I was like, that's a fucking cool write-in. I like how they do that. Yeah, dude, fucking beautiful. He's showing us a picture
cool.
of the cosplayer. It is wicked badass. That is wicked badass.
It's got the armor stuff that it needs on the shoulders. But God forbid, it actually has the double D.
Okay.
And it's mostly red. It's not red and black.
It is really
it's
cool.
Not. It's an
I thought it looked like one of those action figures.
It's mostly it's leather. It's mostly leather, kind of like the Ben Affleck one. Only it's far more comic book accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's really 2024. It's 2023. It's not that fucking hard.
Can he fight in that outfit?
Yeah.
How do you know?
It's a leather outfit. It's fine. It's no different than what he was working on with I mean, even Ben Affleck moved around in his leather outfit, and that was way back in the day.
Barely.
Which
I don't know how thick a thing that was.
That was bad. That was bad. Keith.
It was horrible. So just overall, it definitely did have a couple points. I was like, why? But for me, again, like I had said this off air too. I'm glad that they introduced us to a Native American character prior to Echo, with the what ifs.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
So now we have a Native American character, and they went all in on it by giving it like real tribal lineage. They gave it a real story to the Choctaw people. So just overall, I really dug it, man. It was a cool. I wasn't entirely upset with this basically 2.5 hour movie. I was all right with it. The choreography fighting.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
That was so cool, especially the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, we could do episode by episode, but like overall, like the fighting was unreal.
Yeah.
The action scene was so good.
Those were so cool.
Yeah, fight scenes. I thought the fight scenes were awesome.
Yeah, the fight scenes were awesome.
For the most part, yeah, I thought they were really good. I really enjoyed them.
I mean,
especially I liked that the first episode had that kind of call back to Daredevil with the long, like uncut action scene.
Yeah.
I thought that was super cool, and just like to piggyback off of the reasons I liked this is definitely because it was super cool to. Personally, I like an origin story. I like to see who's on screen. But I really liked the way that they built up her character. Just at the end, it kind of like when they introduced like her true, like her real like powers or whatever, it was never really like explained what she does.
Which I don't think comic book accurate, but I could care less because I don't know. Much like Miss Marvel, they changed
powers,
them.
Schmowers, those always change.
It's a different universe. I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know people talk about that. I don't really care. It's a different universe.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of outside. I was like, I don't understand why she has quote unquote powers now. But I looked at that as just a part of
because of her lineage.
Her lineage and her generations just coming through.
I thought it was weird that she was able to power up people of her bloodline. Like she's like, all right. Boost.
Yeah, she gave her power to the
I mean, she went to the next generation, which would have been her grandmother. I don't know why the cousin got it, but maybe because she's part of the
blood. She got hit in the side. She got sideswiped it. There you go.
The cousin got
power up the side. Yeah.
Here you get a little taste of
that bothered me.
Lineage.
That bothered me. Exactly the thing that she was able to like transfer her power to other people.
Right. I thought it was kind of like because I thought it was like it would have been a transfer of. No, that doesn't make any sense.
She just gave it to them too, so they all had.
But like gave it to them, going like, "Hada!"
They could win the fight from the same fucked situation where she has to stop fighting because somebody has one of her family's kidnapped and has a gun to their head. What did that happen? Like 3 or 4 times in this fucking series?
There's a few times.
Jesus, learn your fucking lesson, will you? Did you fight? Make sure they're fine. Make sure they're away somewhere. Every time you turn around in the skating ring, every time you turn around, she's like, "Oh, I gotta stop fighting because they got a gun to this fucking idiot's head who won't go away. They're all sticking around near the fucking danger so they can get kidnapped." And it was really got annoying. I can't. It was a way to write that got lazy. Like, oh, let's just do that again. Let's just do that again.
Well, you needed a reason, right? So
Yeah, it was the same reason.
But she kept telling him, like, all right, no, fuck off. Like, let me handle this, go fuck off. And they're like, we're going to stay. She's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
She thinks that they fucked off, and then they end up staying. So I'm like, all right.
And they deserve to get shot.
Like,
Well, then there you go.
You made that
Yeah,
choice.
I've told them 3 times to go away. They still here. Shoot them. Fuck them.
Shoot
They're
him
a
in the ass.
liability. Fuck them. Shoot them. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I also like that. No, I also didn't like that. Like, I'm going to bring Fisk up again, not to discuss his character, but to discuss that nothing happened, really. Like, there was an introduction of, like, oh, Fisk is a bad guy who controls everything, you know? And what are we going to do about that? And she goes, let's blow this place up, the armory.
Yep.
What did that do? Did that cripple him? No.
He's got $1 billion.
Did it do anything? Not really. Did he end up coming back and
come to her town,
doing anything? Also, no.
Cousin said it was going to happen.
Like, I don't know. It just
So what did
that way it just didn't really go anywhere.
So what did you want the story to be? Did you want it to be more Fisk?
Not to be better.
No, not more Fisk, because I thought they had a good, like, again.
Play the intro for you again,
there's a
if you'd
difference.
like.
There's a difference between I loved seeing Fisk, and I thought he was really, really cool, right? And I thought there was plenty of Fisk. And I thought there was a lot of, like, depth and stuff there, but it's the fact that, like Fisk was the bad guy, right? And his cronies were the bad guy. But it's, like, the one win they got was maybe he's not in Oklahoma anymore. Or, like, this one town, you know? And it was, like...
So I think part of it...
There wasn't, like, the threat was super vague.
Well,
is what I'm saying.
Because the threat was, he looked at her like a daughter.
Yeah.
The easy thing for him to do is come and just kill her and call it a day. That would have been the easiest fucking thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He was like, okay. He went to Oklahoma to spank her. Not to kill her, not to beat her, just to give her a little bad girl. Don't do that again. Yeah. That's why he went to Oklahoma, because he looked at her like a daughter. Yeah. So that's why, like, he is this bad super villain. Trust me, he's not going to have that leniency with anybody else. Hence the reason why when they're in the ice skate rink, when they're in the roller skating rink, and he's on the floor, he's like, yeah, I got her. He goes, wait, what? What? Like, even that guy was like, but I have her. Like, I could kill her. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. And they're all like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It's because Fisk, as a father, is coming to discipline his daughter. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not about... Because at the end of it, and you see that, like, throughout the whole thing, he's like, I just want you to come home. Like, fucking regardless of this. Like, forget about this.
Yeah, especially with his reaction on the plane.
Right.
Like,
so, he was genuinely upset
that
she didn't come back with him.
Yeah.
So that was that whole dynamic. And it was... I mean, and this is what I got. Like, it was her going, I don't want anything. You killed my father because of the life that we all live. Like, there is a reason I'm going to fucking destroy you, and I'm going to take the war to you. That was her initial idea. She was like, you know what? I know where to get him. This is the armory. This is what supplies. If I hit this, that starts the war, which they all thought it was going to happen.
Then there was,
Instead,
no war.
There was no war. Why? Because the father didn't want to come kill his daughter. He just wanted to come back here and go, you know what?
Yeah. And his assassin.
Fuck it.
He also uses her.
Right. So, I mean, it's a dynamic. So he's like, I don't want to do anything bad. I want to keep her with me. I want to keep her in the fold. I'll take this as a hit on the chin, because trust me, he has plenty of armory. So blowing up that one armory isn't going to fucking cripple this guy.
We're going to cripple him. It's like, no, you're not. You're just going to piss him off.
But I think that's what she wanted to do, was to piss him off. Like, let him know, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to take the war to you.
Did we get an explanation about his eye? And how the fact she shot him in the fucking face?
I have no idea.
Apparently this happened. I don't know. I saw apart from one of the, like, a comic. I don't know what comic.
Yeah, I mean, Fisk,
but I know that he does end up with
very,
eye injury or something.
Yeah, but he's very impenetrable. Like, he's
right.
Like,
he's very much like, you stamp him out, he's not really dead.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. But
unless I see his dead body.
No, I get that, but I know that from the comics, but didn't really get much of an explanation.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe we
it
did.
wasn't like it just missed his brain.
But he's just bad. He's got a little band-aid over it. He keeps taking it off, and he seems to be healing up nicely.
So that was one of the things that I watched, and I was like, are we going to get some sort of...
When she was putting her hands on him at the end, she was going to heal his eye.
I thought so too.
Fucking turn off the TV.
Right?
I was like,
don't you fucking dare.
Don't
Do
you
not
fucking heal his eye.
Don't.
Some Grogu shit. You know what I mean? Like, puts the hands on Jedi healing.
Although, speaking of Grogu shit, That's one of her abilities, is being able to go into their heads and therapize them.
Apparently.
What kind of Deus Ex Machina was that? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
what
so
the
her
fuck
ancestors
was that?
all have some sort of power, right? Like her mother was able to heal things
And
stuff
she
like that.
can.
And she's an amalgamation of all of them. So
Yeah.
she has the
Because
ferocity, she has the accuracy, she has everything. Yeah.
Right, yes.
So
we know
she
that
has
the
her
mom
own
could
kinda,
heal
like,
people,
apparently
right?
Her healing is going inside your brain and being your therapist.
And being a therapist and going, look at
I
all
thought
this
her
shit. that's
abilities
going-
was
we can talk
like
about. So what does this make you feel?
assassinating or something.
No, she's wicked good.
But she's like, no, I can
But I can also heal you.
I can also heal your
your
mind,
bro-
dude.
heal your
What's
mind.
been
Yeah.
troubling you, my guy?
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
what's my man?
I was like,
What's
what
happening?
the fuck? Okay.
Yeah,
Got
it was
you.
rough. It was a rough. I mean, there was nothing going on
Like
and a
her-
lot
that's
going
why-
on.
that's
at the
what I
same
mean by
time
her
in this
powers
show.
were super
I can stand
vague.
behind that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about. I
Yeah,
was like,
I think that-
okay, so she can get enhanced, strength, but also give her lineage more, strength, but it can also, heal people.
that
It
was-
could also, go into your mind.
It was all
and
very
can
That was
also,
a weird. That was a weird.
Like, there's a weirdly,
I'm with you on
I'm
that.
like,
I actually
okay,
had that in my notes,
she can
like,
do all of that stuff.
I wasn't
awesome.
kind of really sure how this was all playing out.
Well, it was kind of like
Yeah.
what you were saying, Neil. It's kind of like at the end, it's like, that kind of happened kind of easy.
right?
Like she got out. They solved the problem very
By giving
easily.
her new powers.
By just there you go. We're gonna
okay.
juice you up. Here's some powers. You can give everybody else powers, and we're good to go. So there's no strife at the end. They just wiped everybody out, and we're all good, and we all go
Right.
back and have a picnic now. Okay.
And also, the guy shot the RPG up into the sky, the rocket
Yeah.
launcher.
Yeah,
And I was like, and there's no shrapnel coming down and
No.
raining on everyone.
Look, I was fucking too far away into the field.
I don't know enough about RPGs.
I don't know how they-
It just
that's
exploded,
what he's here
doesn't
for.
it?
I don't
Doesn't it
fucking
explode
know.
when it hits something?
I don't know.
Didn't hit anything. It was in the air.
Yeah, I would
it a
have thought
time
it would.
thing, or is
I feel
it-
like theoretically it would go
maybe if
up
we had the internet near
and
us,
then
we
come
could-
back down. And then,
Right.
you
Like
know?
it's I thought it's more like a
It's
bomb
not-
type.
it's-
Like it has
is
to
a-
hit something to explode.
Yeah, and it just kind of went into the sky, and I was like,
And just
well,
exploded.
lucky them that it was
nothing and
defective or
exploded.
something.
Yeah.
So it didn't come back down.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
Ooh,
no.
and the other guy's like, "Ooh, the fireworks are going off! Yay!" I'm like, "Oh, come on!"
I watched it go to the sky. I was like,
That was a really good shot. That one shot he gave him too, and got him, made him kick the rocket launcher up.
Right?
He's a good shot.
Apparently, yeah. Who knew?
Yeah.
Maybe he'd stop getting his ass kidnapped every 2 seconds. He'd be
Right?
doing okay.
There
He's
was
a
a
weak
small
character.
detail that I thought was kind of neat with Fisk's character, was the fact that he was always like, I love you so much, I care about you, but he also never bothered to learn sign language.
Yeah.
When in Daredevil, he bothered to learn Chinese.
That's-
before he ever bothered to learn
I'm
sign
glad you
language.
said, because I was thinking the same thing.
So
like,
he
my dude, what
it
the
shows
fuck?
you where his real priorities are at,
Yeah.
It's like he says he loves her, but he makes no effort to make any sort of connection with
Well,
her.
it's a business arrangement, really.
She's a tool.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought it was kind of cool the way
But
that
he
it
killed
was.
the interpreter.
Yeah.
And then
Well, can't have too
no,
many
what was
people
super
connected,
fucked up
yeah.
about that was he took her back out and shot her. Echo never would have known. She couldn't hear that.
Right.
Yeah.
That was such a cool fucking detail.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
She's walking out of the plastic. You're like, well, she's done.
And
Not only,
and then
she's walking, but she's walking with part of his guards.
oh my
There's
God.
no reason for her to walk out with guards if she's just leaving.
Well, she was having her
Right.
as.
That was
she
her exit
having her
interview.
escorted.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah,
like,
her
oh,
exit
okay.
interview.
Yeah.
Would you like this in the head? Would you like this
How would you
shot?
like
All right,
this?
that's enough of that.
Yeah, but you're
Get
right.
her out of here.
But you're right. Though, like she would have never heard what was going on.
Yeah.
Where'd that lady go?
I never saw her
How
again.
loud white
Whatever
women
did
act.
happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's just going home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with every episode there was a little bit of a development of her character though, and
Yeah.
and what I do like is in every episode we got a little bit of the flashback of the person that was kind of coming through. Like, and if you look at the title name for every single
Yeah.
one, was one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I and I'm not one that. It's not that I hate flashbacks. It's when the
a
whole
lot of
fucking
flashbacks.
episode, but when the whole
I
episode
thought
is
of you when I
flashbacks,
watched
I
it. There's a
know.
lot of
When the
fucking
plot
flashbacks.
hinges
I hate
on
these
flashbacks.
When the plot hinges on flashbacks and it's the same fucking flashback.
You ever seen Arrow?
No.
I feel like that would really piss you off.
Oh, the first three seasons,
Oh my
three or four
God.
seasons.
It's like,
When
Really?
he's flashing back to the island. Oh, fuck.
and you're like, okay, I
It's
get it. He was
bad.
tortured on an island.
Yeah, he was on an island.
All right.
Even to the
Oh,
last,
really?
like,
And
almost
then,
the last
but then they
season,
kept
he's still-
using the flashback shit as like, oh, but there was also this.
Yeah,
and he also
these people
saw
came
this.
to the island, and then this
there
happened
was
on the
also-
island. Like,
He also
Everything he
left
did,
the
he did
island
on
and
that
came back
fucking
to the island.
See, that's a shitty way of writing, like to introduce characters. Like, well, where have they been? Fuck, we need a flashback.
Deathstroke and everybody else they had on that fucking show.
Oh
like,
my god!
came
Everybody
from
was on the island
for the years he was on the
on the
island.
secluded island.
Yeah.
Everybody was on the secluded
And
island.
instead of just writing a fucking whole season of this character, we'll just add a flashback.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Everything happened to him on that
Or
fucking
like,
island. and made him
magic
relevant.
doesn't exist, and like in like season 6 or something, it goes like magic doesn't exist. Well, actually, what I saw on the island.
Oh, fuck that
I was like,
island! I really don't want to
season
watch
six?
it.
Yeah, it was bad. And I love that show, but yeah, you
Right?
fucking hate it.
No, it was amazing.
But on this though, like the flashbacks that they have, it's like they're quick. They're right in. They give you that nice idea. It's like, oh, this is the kind of person she is. You know, she becomes one
You
of the.
needed that.
Yeah, and I was
You needed to know who her ancestors were.
Right, and I was okay with that because that's part of that development.
Yeah, but it
of
wasn't
said
her
character.
flashback all the time. It was somebody else's. It was the development of her character.
Which is
Right,
also
right,
cool.
yeah.
In a way.
And that's and
I was okay with
I
that.
did like that because I was like, oh, okay. And again, it makes
That was a
you
cool
understand
move.
the character because it's all. And that's one thing I have to say about this show. Is they actually developed this character pretty fucking well. Like, regardless, I mean, I know it's going to continue, right? So Echo at one point does become the Queen of New York, right? Now, I don't know
really?
how, and he does become mayor. So, and Wilson Fisk.
What?
Yeah, so I
At
think
least in
that.
the comics, we'll see if they.
Yeah, so
it looks like they're gonna.
And that's
No,
what I'm
his
saying.
ass would become mayor,
I
yeah.
think
No.
that if, when they go do Daredevil Reborn, it's going to be that storyline, right? So I'm like, all right. So I mean, they're building shit, which I'm okay with. I mean, I know that at the end it was kind of just like a, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was a cliffhanger, but it's going to tie into the Daredevil Reborn, so all that Spotlight banner shit is all going to be together. So I'm okay with that. Like I'm not like this fucking sucked. I hate you all. I thought that character development in this is something that we haven't seen. I think it's been
a while since
been a
we've
minute.
seen
it's definitely
character development.
inside these shows. Like, and all the other ones were like, what the fuck? Like, where's...
What are you talking about? Moon Knight didn't have character
I was
development?
I was like, Moon Knight had a lot of character development.
Multiple
in its
characters.
defense.
multiple characters. But, okay, so it's like,
Multiple
okay,
character development.
Moon Knight. But even... I don't know. Like, that's probably one of my top 3, but I think this is one of my top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all the shows.
Yeah, out of all the shows, this is definitely up there for me, though.
Yeah, so it's like...
Because I've been sick of every single show I've had to
I
watch.
love that. I've been
Like,
sick.
every single one I've
Yeah.
watched, I'm like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Why did you make this?
I mean, okay, so
watch
at the end of it, this may not be, oh my gosh, but did you hate watching it? Did you hate watching any of the
I was actually
episodes?
excited to see the next episode, and I was like, I was able to like surprisingly like binge this last night. I was like, oh my god, I actually want to see the next episode.
Right.
I have not felt this in a long time.
Like, it doesn't have to be the greatest show out of all, but I mean, that's how I felt. Like, at the end of every episode, I was like, yeah, I want to see the next one.
Like, skip the credits, like, go right to it. I was like, let's
Some
go.
of the other ones, I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch another one because we have the podcast this week? Fuck. Okay,
I'm
it's
glad
Monday.
the She-Hulk one never happened, honestly.
Oh,
my
God.
god. That would have just been like a shit fest for like an hour.
I would have been so upset, like, if we had to do that and I had to binge it. Because, I mean, Whoa.
It's to calm us down, I guess.
Theme for moonlighting.
Oh, thank you. That's it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay. Is that what you're doing over there?
Oh, good old Bruce.
Yeah. Good old Bruce and Sybil.
I know. So, I mean, Marco, I know that you didn't like the show, but was there ever a moment that you like, I hate this show?
No. It was not a hated thing. No.
So-
It just wasn't my.
It wasn't your...
I hated it. I just didn't hate
Wasn't my
it
sack
a
of
lot.
Jawea. Which, if you didn't know, is a big bag of Jawea. Just waiting for that. So I'm trying to.
How long have you had that in your back pocket?
For a long time.
I've been waiting for that.
So,
Since What If?
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay, go.
We have a Native American character
Let's
in What
talk
If.
about that.
Yep. Nothing to do with her in this show. Like, it was like we kind of saw that already. We saw her ancestors save people, not from the cave or from the other thing, and they get their powers and they come out and they're people and like. Did we just fucking watch this and there's no connection?
I'm
There's
okay with
no
that, though.
connection to the
I
wife
didn't want
character?
connection to the two Native American characters.
I would like some.
I'm
No.
like, I would have been like, that would have
so
been
close together. We just finished watching What If.
Okay, so watching it is one thing, but the Native American tribes are fucking very fast.
Oh, absolutely.
very
So
different.
we're gonna have two Native American people and have them be part of the same tribe? That sucks.
Who both
That
have
would've
almost
been
the
so
exact
lame.
same background in their history of
well,
how they became and how they got powers.
No, we're
No,
not fucking
not at
power from
all.
Tesseract.
Yeah, they got it from Tesseract.
Right, but
stuff.
do you see what I'm saying? Like they got powers from the thing. They got powers from this cave, and like, okay, did we just see
Well,
this?
not really.
Like I would have loved.
we don't
to
see-
see
One of them is based on actual
No, I know.
legend, and the other one's based off of comics.
right.
Yeah.
So
these
rather,
are two
I would rather the
different
world of
things.
legend, not the comics. If I had my choice,
Which would have been Echo.
yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
exactly. But that's my point. We just got two almost the exact same thing. Like, it's a little bit much. And no, they don't have to be connected per se, but I didn't really need to see it again. Honestly, I would have rather seen Echo not have power. Like, not have power.
I
Just
agree
like,
with you.
Handle the shit without having
would
some
have
sort
to
of
agree.
supernatural powers.
I agree with you with
It would
the
be
whole powers
yeah.
thing.
It'd be fine if she had like this weird
She's
connection.
a badass
That's what I
fighter.
thought it
Like
was.
that would have been cool if she
strong.
could like talk to the other ones in a weird
Yeah.
way. But like I actually was like a little disappointed. I was like, oh, not crazy disappointed, but I was like,
They had the
oh,
funky
okay.
water, and they bathed
know?
themselves in the
All
water,
right.
and they saw the cave, and they came out, and everything flaked off of them. Like, I would have rather her just just some sort of historical connection,
Right, yeah.
Almost like she can talk to her ancestors through something,
Or like if they
And
could
then-
warn her or
yeah,
something, you
and
know.
then she just be just a fucking.
And I was like, oh, no, she
woman,
just also has a lot of
badass
powers,
fighter,
you know?
You know what I mean?
But-
a
but I-
tactician
yeah,
because he
the-
trained her to be
Right.
Everything
you
is
know?
We saw
supposed to
Echo
be.
before,
Right.
and she was just a badass assassin. And I liked her like that.
Yeah.
Now,
It
all of a sudden
almost
she's got
takes away
powers.
from her
Yeah.
badass assassin,
Yeah,
and
'cause
that's
she has supernatural powers.
That's one of my issues, like all the time. I'm like, okay, you made this really cool character, and you were like, oh well, she can't possibly be able to get away with that. So let's just give her some powers.
Yeah.
You know,
Didn't they
it's
do the
like-
same thing with
Decouples
Electra?
her train a little
Unrealistic.
bit because she has powers in her hand all of a sudden.
I don't think-
so she
did
can
they
get
do
her
that
leg
with
out.
I
Electra?
think
I don't
they
think
did that
they
with
did.
Electra, didn't they? At some
What's
point,
that?
gave her superpowers of some sort.
Who knows?
Some sort of demonic, maybe because of the hand. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That's a different-
Oh
that's a
no,
di-
no,
that's a
that was
different-
no. They brought her back from the dead.
I think she's
Oh,
coming
yeah.
back. She's coming back. I think she's coming back
Yeah.
in the
That's what I
Deadpool
heard.
movie.
No.
She's coming. What?
They're killing everybody off in the Fox universe. Basically, it's what it sounds like.
Oh yeah,
They're
what are you
trying to
new to
merge
this?
The universes.
Have you-
here.
oh, maybe if you listen to our podcast,
Well, fuck
No,
it.
we
I-
definitely talked about this.
No, I just stay completely neutral to things. I don't look stuff up. I don't want to. I don't want to know things.
Not even our own podcast.
But we've
It's-
talked about it here.
I wasn't
hill we're not gonna-
killing
it's a hill.
off the whole Fox universe.
Facts, 100%. We have
we could be
absolutely talked
wrong,
about
but
it.
Here,
that
me,
looks like.
me here.
I don't know if you were here.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
no.
don't.
Listen to us after the fact. I know.
Well,
Even on the ones
what
you're
were you
not
guys
on.
talking about? And was it something I'd watched before?
I think it was like one of the end of the episodes that we were talking about like the movies and stuff that are coming up. You were here for that list. I remember I showed you the list of all the stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know that there's supposed to be a lot of people in that movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that they were gonna like slaughter everyone.
I think we talked about it in the live when we went live too.
But it was on the live because that's when I
Well,
showed
also
you
half
guys
the shit got cut out.
Yeah, that's when I put up the screen. I put up when we were doing the live video. I put it up on the
all
screen.
the movies
Had
that were
all the
coming?
different- all the
Yeah.
different title
When we did
treatments.
talk about that at the end. Yeah. I
Yeah,
do
we did
remember
talk
that.
about how Deadpool's going to be killing off the whole
It
Fox.
seems like it
Well-
because they're bringing everybody back because they need to get rid of that universe and bring. But we have Beast.
I
to
thought
make
they were just
MCU
gonna like
make
converge
sense.
them or something. Not converge them, but like
Something's gonna happen because we have Monica Rambeau's in one of the universes that the X-Men are in. I don't think it's not the one from Multiverse of Madness. It's not that one. It's a different universe where the X-Men are in because we see Beast
And what?
at the end of
Spoiler.
the Marvels.
Oh, really?
Oh,
cool.
oh, yeah.
Tag scene is to the end of the movie. Spoilers, and you guys aren't gonna watch this. Who gives a fuck?
No.
I mean, I will at some point.
At the end of the,
I
at the,
saw-
end of
I
the
saw a
movie,
clip of
it's
this, I
kind of
think.
one of those things, almost like Tony Stark in What If when he didn't make it back through the hole.
Gotcha, yep.
It's the same thing to close the rift. She has to go into it, but because she has to go in, she can't come back once she closes it.
Oh.
So Monica's, who they still have not given her name. She tried. What's her name? Maya tried to give her her name. She wouldn't have it. So she ends up landing basically on Earth and knocked out. She comes to in like a very medical place. It's the underground for the X Mansion from the original Fox one.
Oh, okay.
Like a
Oh,
really
shit.
cool bat. And it's Beast. It's Kelsey Grammer.
I was going to say, it's a Kelsey Grammer beast.
But It's fucking digital and it's amazing. It looks just like the cartoon. You know, it was like a smiley face.
No way.
To the way he looked.
Yeah.
It looks just like that. It is fucking awesome.
Oh, cool.
Like I liked
That's
him when he was real, like makeup beast in the X-Men one.
Yeah.
This is even better.
Really?
It's
Wow.
way better. And her mother is a different. She shows up, but she's a different, like another like Cat Proton or whatever.
Right.
She's a different person. In there, she's a different superhero. In that, so Beast is like, Charles wanted something, whatever. So Charles is still alive. So it's not the Multiverse of Madness universe.
Gotcha.
Where
that was that like the 414 or whatever it was.
Where Scarlet Witch killed everybody.
Yeah.
It's not that universe. It's a different one, which is most likely where Deadpool's going to go or bring. That I think because the Hugh Jackman, the Wolverine that we're gonna see is not the Wolverine
that we've been seeing.
It's not
Hence
the old man
stupid
Logan.
yellow suit.
Yes,
The comic book actor has stupid yellow suit.
That's what I figured too. When I saw the suit, it's like, all right.
I was like, our Hugh Jackman, our Wolverine would never wear that.
No, they very much said the Logan and all that stuff is still. They're not changing any of that because this is a different universe.
Gotcha.
It's a different universe.
Okay, I actually think that's really cool.
Yeah, they're leaving all that shit alone. They're not trying to. Make sure that didn't happen.
Because Logan was really good, and
and not only that too is when you start wanting to make everything one because you have so many other ones. It's like, how do you dismantle so many other ones?
Yeah,
the Fantastic Four you could dismantle because we have two different versions, right? You got to, so that's an easy one to dismantle. The Wolverine, that Logan that we've all seen has been in he's been in the X-Men movies. He's been in the new X-Men movies. He had his own franchise. So it's
everywhere.
It's very hard to dismantle everything that Logan, because that's all the same Logan. It's very hard to dismantle that Logan.
No,
so it says, you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna leave that one. And I get that.
And that's maybe why Beast looks a little different too. Like he looks different. And if you got a screenshot or something like that, is fucking awesome.
No, I'll definitely take a look at it after we clear out of here.
So that was pretty cool. Anyway, back to Echo. Yeah, I do. We talked about it before. They're not tying it to. It's tied, but it's not tied to all the stuff that's going on. Like we're not. It's not being. It's not affecting all the greater universe stuff, nor is the greater universe stuff affecting this.
Yeah.
One thing I like is they didn't even mention the fucking blip.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one thing I liked.
Oh my god!
Yes. I feel like the season or something that would mention the fucking blip and when people weren't here.
Everybody talks about the fucking blip.
Oh my god! I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a massive universe.
Stupid thing to call it.
We can't call it the snap. I don't know why. I don't know why
the blip.
There was a reason.
Was gone in a blip. I don't know.
There was a reason why.
Yeah. Should we call it the fade?
The dusting.
The dusting.
Oh Jesus! There was a reason why they called it the blip, and I can't it was written down somewhere for whatever reason.
Yeah, somebody called it that, and it just kind of stuck.
And it just kind of stuck. Was
that you know what? That
stupid? I'm like but they again, you could have thought of something like the snap. Because they always talk about all he wants to do is just snap. They emphasize the snap, the snap. But maybe the only people that knew that he snapped are the people that were there.
Yeah.
So maybe everybody else was like, they wouldn't know that he snapped his fingers. Mm-hmm. They just blipped out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fucking. That's.
No one uses the word blip.
Yeah, no one uses the word blip.
Who the hell uses the word blip to describe anything?
That's a weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Whatever.
But so that's something I did like in this show that they didn't have to mention it. They didn't have to talk about it, even though we got Ronin and we got some stuff that happened, during that time.
So
right, Ronin was during that time.
Right.
So you get to see, Hawkeye through that time, and we just didn't have to mention it. We have to talk about it. It affected what's going on because of what happened then.
Right. I loved the first episode, by the way. So I kind of there's certain things about certain episodes I really want to emphasize on.
Take it away, Larry.
The first episode I thought was so fucking good because it gave us.
Well, that's it. Sorry. Just kidding. I didn't turn it up.
See, that didn't work, did it?
Fuck
off. The first episode, when we saw parts of Hawkeye that we had already seen, I thought that was pretty cool because it ties in, we see, because we watched Hawkeye, so we saw the part when he goes into the garage, but we didn't see what was going on outside from her point of view. So to see that from her point of view was kind of cool. I was like, oh, I like this. And it kind of gives us, it almost reminds us of kind of what happened during that. And then we get the Daredevil part, which is phenomenal.
So awesome.
That was really good.
When it's her coming into her own, right? This is her test. and she's fighting fucking Daredevil. I'm like, so now that gives you that time frame.
How'd you know he's Daredevil? There's no double D on his chest. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around.
The Devil of Hell's Kitchen?
Yeah.
You leave him alone, all right? Fuck it, I don't need a double D on his chest.
I do.
God, I really don't. That's the last thing. I mean,
there's so many jokes that double D on the chests.
Right? That's what I'm like.
I'm okay with that.
You can't look at that and go, oh yeah, he's got a double D on his chest.
Oh wait.
I mean,
it's 24, so
I'm okay with that.
all right. So that first episode was fucking phenomenal for me. It gave me enough flashback. It gave me enough of what she went through. Like, it shows us the part that we saw in Hawkeye when Fisk sat down at the karate school, right? So that, like, they took that from, I was like, oh, I remember that. And then they see, like, the after, like, them walking out. We see her wanting the ice cream, but because she can't speak, the guy's like, fuck off, and Wilson's like, all right, you stay here. And he beats the shit out of the guy. And I'm like, wow.
Yep.
And you see her, she's kind of like, cool. Can I get the ice cream now?
Then she goes over and kicks him.
Yeah, that's right. She goes like kicks him a couple times. I'm like, oh, so she's okay with all this violence. Like, she gets it. So these first couple episodes that they take the what had happened already that we saw, they put into the character, they develop the character, you get that feeling you're taking this ride with her, and that's how I felt. It kind of throughout the whole thing. You're right, there were a couple episodes I was like, but there was enough in there that I liked, so that's just kind of how I am.
Yeah,
I like
that first episode is so killer. Yeah. Especially like you're watching this like fight scene, you're like, man, that's so cool. And then you see the Billy Club come in. Yep. My first thought when I saw the Billy Club was like, oh, I don't think Hawkeye had a Billy. And then I was like, oh my God, no way. And it was Daredevil. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah. And then I had an epiphany, and I thought it was super neat that it was the blind guy versus the deaf girl.
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
Yeah, that was good.
Neat.
Yeah.
That had to happen at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, that was cool. I liked how he had his batons, but he stuck them together and he said, to the whip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah. I want to see more of that.
And the cool aerials that he does, like acrobatics.
When he basically bolts backwards through the rack.
So fucking good.
Oh my God.
It's
so cool.
He's like Cirque du Soleil over there.
Yeah,
I was like, that's awesome.
He does the like triple twist in the air.
Costume, it was definitely a Daredevil.
Gun out of her hand. Oh.
Yeah.
So, fucking him in his costume. Jesus.
It's unfortunate that he's not wearing spandex. Man, I'm going to give this
I don't
a 0.
want spandex. I don't care if it's leather or whatever, but it's...
There's no double D on his chest.
It's barely red. It's barely red. It's God.
It's barely red. It's like a shirt. It's like a maroon.
It's like a maroon.
It's a dark maroon and black.
It's like a maroon.
It's a dark maroon and black.
It's not brick red.
Dark. It was dark. I mean, were you upset with Luke Cage that he wasn't running around here with his yellow jacket and green pants?
I thought it was funny that they made him look like that for a brief second.
For a hot second when he took his clothes off the line of the
clothing line. That was super funny.
That was awesome.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
But like, I wanted the yellow shirt and the jeans, the black. You know what I mean? Like he did at some point. He did. He
does go into the modern.
He did the hood. Yeah, I wanted the modern.
And this isn't just a modernized version of Daredevil's suit.
It's modernized and it's
some weird
red. Like the same issue with Batman. I know. I'm not gonna go down the Batman road with the slits.
It's too late.
Fuck.
No, we're not
going there.
Even if you look at the Ben Affleck Batman,
he's gonna bring up the eyes.
No, I've gone through that. You look at the Ben Affleck Batman, right?
Yeah.
The suit didn't look like it was all armored. You could definitely tell it's Kevlar or something like that, but it looked like if you want to say spandex or something, it looked like a modern suit, but didn't have to have all the armor plating all over it like they have in Arkham, the series.
Yeah.
Which would hinder somebody, actual movement, who's a fucking ninja. Those ninjas don't wear that shit because they need to be able to move, and that shit will stop you from moving. Daredevil's costume, the way it is, would stop him from moving. A lot of it's tactical, it's that heavy stuff, and the connections between it, a lot of it would stop him from being able to be that flexible.
It almost
so if you
looks
have
like
the more comic book accurate version, he'd be able to move like he's supposed to move. And that's the kind of shit that bothers me. Like, you don't have to take it so far away. You can't have the bright red spandex. Okay, I get that, but you don't have to take it that far. That guy in the picture we showed is leather, but it's red, and it looks like he could move in that. There's actually a video of him moving in that suit.
Oh,
and he fucking moved. I couldn't find the video, but I saw the picture, so I showed it to you.
See, I could. That makes more sense.
Yeah, the helmet. He's wearing a fucking helmet. That guy was wearing an actual Daredevil hood. You know what I mean?
Cowl.
Like the cowl type thing. I don't need to see the fucking motorcycle helmet. Just like I didn't need to see it in the Nolan shit on those suits. That even though they made it more flexible, it still would make it hindered in the fucking motorcycle helmet. Like, you don't need to bring it to that level of realism for me because it is a comic book movie.
Right.
I don't need to see this, like, we are going to be tactical and have this army gear on. Like, yeah, it's a fucking comic book movie. This guy's flying around with a fucking hammer. Why do you need to be realistic, but that guy's running around with a fucking hammer? And she has magical powers that can just put 2 fingers together and heal people. Why do you have to be fucking tactical costume?
Yeah.
Can't you just have comic book accurate shit too? They do.
Yeah, but you know what though? But I feel
why is that choice made?
But hold on, I'm gonna say honestly,
you know what?
If you do comic book accurate with Daredevil, that costume fucking sucks. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it
it's
is, but that one on the image
was.
wasn't bad. I would watch that fucking running around a movie.
Yeah,
because it's fucking.
They already made a movie with that outfit.
Yeah, that was a shitty movie.
Exactly.
With Ben Affleck.
And that was a shitty costume. That wasn't a great costume either. Like
it was
that
not a great costume.
It was
it needed work.
I mean, that one was definitely a lot better, but I'm wondering of how much actual after imaging and stuff like that. And I mean, it's a real person. But,
but they touch up the comic stuff all the time too. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio's definitely touched up.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of work done to him for that to make him look that way.
I'm okay with the Daredevil costume.
He's not that big.
I get your point about it being like super tactical. I mean, it's riot gear basically, right?
Yeah.
It's the riot gear. I get all that, but
he does get shot at a lot though.
Yeah,
in his defense,
I get that.
He is based in New York.
But so does Batman. But he's a fucking ninja. And he takes the hits and he goes back and heals. That you and I could not do. We're going to hit that many. If you look at the actual comics, you see how many times Batman gets shot and gets hit and Alfred just patches him up and he's fucking on his way.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It's unrealistic because it's a comic book. And these are comic book movies. I want unrealistic. I want this guy to get shot and then go fucking get healed by somebody because he's got a stupid fucking costume on. Otherwise, I'm just watching SWAT.
The thing is,
which was I enjoyed that movie because it gave me exactly what it told me. This is a SWAT team. They're wearing riot gear. Yeah, that's okay. This is based on even though it's unrealistic because it's a fucking movie, right? We know you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just like Bad Boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking unrealistic situations. It's a movie. This is more unrealistic. It's people flying around with capes and a magic fucking hammer.
Magic fucking hammer.
I mean, Thor's costume looked amazing. Even with they went to the big fucking cape.
Right, he's always had a good fucking costume.
The first one was a little. It was a little toned down, but then they started to get. Now, don't get me wrong. The last one was fucking stupid, but because all that gold and bullshit in it. But the ones in between, Ragnarok and stuff like that, those are really good fucking Thor costumes. And then when he even in the first Avengers movie, he hits the sky and like the metal plating comes on. That's accurate.
Yep.
That's comic book accurate. Like, and he was able to move it. He was able to do shit, and it looked good. It looked like comic book.
Okay, but you're asking.
The guy with a magic fucking hammer.
You're comparing a stupid looking costume to a really cool costume.
No, Thor's costume was pretty fucking stupid looking.
No, it wasn't.
No, because he's Thor. He's literally the Norse god. He's supposed to look like that.
Yeah, guess what? No Norse god looks like that.
How do you know? Are you Norse?
Do you
Nordic?
Nordic?
Are you Nordic?
I've seen an image or two.
I've seen an image or two as well.
Did you see? Did you see Adventures in Babysitting?
I know that's Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, who plays Thor?
He doesn't play. No. He doesn't play.
Not.
He's the mechanic.
He's a mechanic,
and then he's got the
right?
hammer in his hand.
Yeah.
And the little girl that's in love with Thor looks
thinks
up
he's
at
Thor,
him.
right?
Thinks he's
that's
Thor.
more realistic. The fucking Hulk movie, the old Bill Bixby Hulk when Thor is in it.
Yeah,
and he's wearing like brown and big like fur type.
Yeah,
that's more accurate to a Norse god.
That's more accurate, but it's also like a dude who swings a hammer with lightning and.
But that's not what Thor in the comic book looks like.
The thing is, you're forgetting that the purpose, the sole purpose of the Daredevil show initially was like to have something on the streets, something realistic, something that wasn't whatever was going on with the Avengers.
Yeah.
The whole purpose was to be, and again, there's the balancing act of like, well, how useful would wearing like thicker armor be, you know? But like having a stupid outfit was also not gonna work either.
Why not?
Because it's stupid.
Because it was supposed to be something he could not get shot in.
It's a comic book TV show.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, but Batman's comic, Batman's suit in the Ben Affleck one.
That wasn't the build of the show, though.
Right, but Batman's suit in the Ben Affleck one version,
they wanted it to feel
he
more
gets shot in it because
boots
it's
on the
basically
ground.
Kevlar, but it looks more accurate. It looks like a goofy jumpsuit, but it looked like a Batman outfit, and he could get shot in it because it's basically Kevlar underneath. So you can have your realism while still make it look like a comic book.
But hold on. See, all right.
Character.
So we're using Thor as an example. We're using Batman as an example. These are all characters that throughout all the years, they have different
Iterations. Okay.
Thank you, iteration. I'm like, eminent. They've had different
That's all,
iterations of their
folks.
costumes, right? The Ben Affleck one we've talked about is basically, it's based off of the Arkham series, right? Like, that's that battle gear.
No, it's not bad. It's not based off the Arkham at all.
It looks a lot like Arkham.
No, it does not at all. It's based
Okay.
off Dark Knight Returns. The Frank Miller comic books.
Okay.
With the big fat bat and the gray.
The gray,
and the
okay.
short ears.
So, but these are
Comic
characters.
book, by the way.
These are characters that have all had different iterations of their gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with those, you can kind of play. When you put it on the live screen, you kind of play because you can be like, oh, we can take this from this and this from that and that from this and this from that, and then we're going to kind of make this thing. Daredevil has had one costume. It's him in fucking spandex.
No, he hasn't. He
said the yellow one.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He's had many. He's had full black costume with red trimming. He's had the yellow
It's
and
all
red.
fucking spandex.
But it's all spandex.
It's
Yeah,
all
so
spandex.
stick with
Okay,
it.
so
stick with it.
No.
That's stupid. That's fucking
No,
stupid.
you're just saying no, because you want to say no. There's no
spandex is
reason behind
stupid.
saying no.
Nobody's gonna believe a guy running around the street. Nobody's afraid of a guy running around the street
If
in
I
spandex.
can believe there's a big giant green dude running around because he got hit by gamma rays that didn't fucking kill him.
But that's why it has.
I can believe
that
this
has
guy
its
running
own
around
movie.
in a leather outfit, a red
The
leather outfit.
tone would be completely
who
different
looks,
if this
by
guy
the way,
looked stupid.
like a devil. He looks like a devil because he's, what's his name? Daredevil.
The Devil of New York.
He doesn't look like a devil,
Devil Hell's
other than
Kitchen.
the tiny little horns. But because of the color and the look of the costume, you can barely fucking see them. He looks like on screen you could barely tell those fucking horns are there. He doesn't look like a devil.
So he was
the
a devil.
of New
He was
York.
devil because of the red. What? Why?
And the horns, the red and
Okay.
the horns.
He's got red and horns.
Yeah.
Wait. What about when he was yellow?
He's
He didn't look
yellow-
like a devil.
Yellow and red, yeah.
He didn't look like a devil.
And that's why they changed it because it was fucking stupid. But he had
And
the
that's
horns.
why they brought it back.
But he had the
Baby,
horns.
Let's go. Let's bring the yellow
But he
back.
had the horns.
But we're going back to semantics here. It's like you want them
I'm
to be
always
more.
up for semantics.
I know, but you want to be more comic book accurate. You can't do it with Daredevil because it's stupid.
No, yes, you can.
It looks so stupid.
He looks so stupid.
Wait a minute, wait a
It's
minute,
like-
wait a minute, wait a minute, hold on, hold on.
It's going to be stupid.
That shut you up. What about Hugh Jackman is coming in with Wolverine, fucking stupid yellow and blue.
I can't
But it
wait
looks
to
fucking
see
bad, and he's
how
gonna
they-
wear the fucking mask with the fucking horny.
kidding me?
Yes.
No, he is. But if you look
That
at
is fucking stupid in a realistic sense.
But if you look at that
But it's a comic book
costume,
movie.
if you look at that costume,
it's still spandex. It's got armor plates on
But
some
it's
armor
armor
shoulders,
okay.
armor bits.
So it's a lot different than a fucking man running around in a bodysuit than the armor plating bodysuit.
But it's yellow.
I'm well aware of
It's
that, and I think that
fucking
that's stupid.
I fucking hate
I
yellow.
agree.
I'm so
This is
excited.
also-
This is the first time I'm excited to see Wolverine as actual Wolverine running around a movie.
You're the one no.
No, I'm
No,
not
no,
even
no,
close.
no.
there are a lot of people,
I agree
yeah.
with you when it comes to the Wolverine thing because we've seen so many.
Deadpool. Armors. He's got some
doesn't
armor
need it
plating
because
stuff
he's-
on it, but he's still got like shoulder pads and stuff like that. He's still got like knee pads, things like that. It's a stupid fucking red and black costume with white eyes
So
that
if they,
move.
so if they
But
did,
it works like a motherfucker.
so if they did Daredevil's outfit more like Deadpool's outfit, I'd be more behind
yeah,
that.
that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you want Daredevil's outfit to be more like Deadpool's?
Yes,
Okay.
like that guy on the,
right.
on the thing I showed
Okay.
you was more
Okay.
like the Deadpool outfit.
Okay, I got it.
Not,
I'm with you on
not
that.
spandex.
I
I don't
agree-
want a
yeah.
fucking spandex outfit. That's
All
fucking
right.
stupid.
Okay, thank you. That's
Okay, yeah,
that's
yes,
what we want to
it
make sure of.
is.
Like, we don't want this
Yes,
guy
I don't
running
want
around fucking
fucking red
spandex.
spandex. That's ridiculous.
Stupid. The guy's just running around in a cat
I
suit.
just needed the
No,
magic words
no,
of
no,
I
no,
don't mean
no.
spandex.
That's okay. So
That's
you want,
all I needed to
so you want to
hear.
be
That
more
would
of
be
like
fucking
not
stupid.
not as bulky as like the riot kid that we
Again.
Yeah,
see.
because that is
Again,
bulky. Yeah.
Add more of the comic book influence and less
Right.
just SWAT.
Yeah.
They're not merging this.
Gotcha.
They're way more to the SWAT
Yes.
thing. With not just his, but a lot of the costumes, they do that kind of shit too, and I don't need that.
Yeah.
I want to lean it more towards the comic book look.
Gotcha.
I can work with that.
Deadpool,
That I can work with.
way more towards. It's not 100% because
Right.
he was in red fucking spandex.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing with,
Same
you know,
thing.
his
But
feet
what-
don't
but
look
what
different
they-
than his legs. It's a all to
Right.
That's
but,
fucking
but what they
stupid
did
in
with
a
the
movie.
they did really well with it. I like
they
his
really
costume
did
a lot.
much
Yeah.
better
I can get behind
representation
that,
of the
yeah.
comic book accurate
Okay.
version.
Thank God. Okay, now we got that
Yeah.
out of the way.
Look at also, and I know we're beating the dead horse, but look at Colossus in Deadpool 2.
I fucking hated it.
It was a much better version of Colossus. It's more accurate
It's
to the
more
comic book.
Yeah, we
The
talked about this.
accent,
Yeah.
the look, the blockhead with the
That was
flat
also like 5 different people playing. It was
That's
one
fine.
person for the
I'm
voice,
okay.
one
Well, he
person for
has
the
to
head, one
because
person
he's
for the
huge.
height.
It's not just what's his name, just running around and once in a while turns into metal.
Right.
Who's like a skinny little scrawny dude.
Yeah.
I did not buy him as Colossus in one shape or another.
Oh, and the early ones there?
Yeah, and the first ones. X2.
He wasn't a skinny dude. He looked like a young Jack.
Yeah, he was
a Jack
but
dude.
he was not Colossus.
But he was not Colossus.
I couldn't
a lot
buy
of people had
the
a problem
fact
with that.
he could pick up Wolverine and throw him. He did it. They did it.
I know.
In the danger scene one, they grabbed the. No fucking way. There's no way I could believe that dude would be strong enough to pick up Wolverine and throw him.
Yeah. But once he turns into Colossus,
He's just armor plated. It doesn't necessarily make him stronger. He's just armor plated. It's just armor. It doesn't necessarily make him any stronger. It just makes him invulnerable. But the one in Deadpool 2 was fucking jacked. I could see him with one hand fucking chucking Wolverine down the street.
Yeah, but to me, he looked more like a comic book. He looked like MC Scat Cat. Like
the only thing I would have wanted him to be, and I'm sure there's reasons they did it, was more chrome.
Yeah,
he was very dull. He was like a dull, like, oh, boys, you haven't been varnished in a while, huh? He's just, you know what I mean? It's gonna rust soon. He was very dull. But other than that, I thought that was way better.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I want the comic book accurate.
I know you do. I know.
To see comic book characters. I don't need Adam West spandex where the bat symbol is too low.
Right.
So it's on his belly.
That's the spandex. I think.
What the fuck? What was with that symbol?
We should go back to what I was
doing. It's
doing.
cardboard, by the way. It was down here in a snowflake. Like, move the fucking thing up on his chest where it belongs.
Well, but maybe they couldn't put up on his chest because of movability.
I don't know. Snowflakes, it seems like more of a center point. Where if you move that, you crush everything. Your stomach and your chest crushes it.
Maybe it was for fucking shooting purposes.
Well, that's what the symbol's there for. Because in reality, it's armor plated. It's Kevlar. It's bulletproof. So it makes people want to shoot it. It's a target on his chest. So they don't go for his fucking head, or they don't go for other parts of his body. They shoot at it. They're like, there's a symbol. I'm gonna naturally shoot at it because it's like you're giving me a target.
Hey,
but it's
Mr.
armor
Comic
plated.
Book accurate.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a Batman in just a fucking turtleneck and a fucking pullover mask thing, ski mask.
We did in the fucking Nolan, the first Nolan one. He did when he was jumping around before he fully finished the suit. When he goes to see Gordon in the hospital, he's base jumping. He's got the belt stuff, which is all the whole harness, but he just pulled a fucking ski mask over his face, and he had the thing, and he pretended it was a gun. When he came in through the window, then he fucking leaped out the window, and that's when he landed off the fucking catwalks and hurt himself on the way down.
Oh.
That was before they got the mask sorted out.
Yeah.
And then because they had the first one, it broke really easy.
Yeah.
And so they had to order more for the Chinese Dummy Corporation. Yeah, I've seen that movie too many times.
Yeah.
As much as I fucking hate it.
Yeah. Do you watch it for the Batmobile?
Nah, that fucking piece of shit. That Tumblr piece of shit. That Tumblr piece of bullshit.
I gotta agree. Like, it's a cool vehicle, but it's not the Batmobile, man.
Right.
It's not a Batmobile.
Yeah.
It's a really
SWAT
cool
movie vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wicked
It should have been in the movie SWAT.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
Or something else. I mean, it was a cool
even Fast and the
vehicle.
fucking Furious. I don't give a fuck. Like, it was not in a Batman movie. Send that fucking thing into space.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool.
I thought it was cool.
It was a cool vehicle. You're right, but it's not a Batmobile.
Nothing about it screams
So the fucking
Batmobile.
thing splits off and turns into a bike. I was like, all right, that's pretty cool.
Like, if I saw that on the street, I'd be like, oh, there's army vehicles in town. There must be army. Like, sometimes you see trucks going.
But it was supposed to be a military vehicle, though.
Yeah.
So
none of his other vehicles look like that.
I'm well aware of that.
In all the history, in all the iterations. See, I got that word too. All the iterations, they never look like that. Except Dark Knight Returns, where he's like this big fucking tank, even though it did have the stupid fucking bat face on it. The big tank. Because that was the future.
What did we think about Echo's outfit? It was very nice.
So, I actually didn't
bring it back.
I liked
to
it if it wasn't
Echo.
on screen for 2.5 fucking seconds. Yeah, I liked it.
I know, right?
Why did it change?
Here's
It kind of breaks it apart. Like, there's more.
Right, I was
here's
like,
the thing, though. The actual character itself,
like, it became armor.
That's not that outfit that she puts on. The one that her grandmother made. That's not her. Quote unquote uniform. Her uniform is what we've seen her in the whole time.
Yeah. More tactical stuff.
It's the black with the print.
Is this for when the Avengers go like, hey, do you want to join our club?
Would you have to have a funky costume?
Actually, I have a funky costume right in the back, actually.
So, I mean, I think so that whole idea of like putting on like the Native American war dress, if you will, the one that our grandmother made, I think that was just something to put on to line up like all the generations and everything through it, because that's not really her outfit. Her outfit is just the black leather,
the tactical stuff.
Kind of like Black Widow. Like that's her
She needs to go shopping where Daredevil shops. Larry just stared at me.
If I haven't said the words "I hate you" enough, let me say it one more time. I hate you. No. If you have nothing but
I don't like you.
I don't like you.
I couldn't learn to like you. I couldn't grow to like you.
You know what I really do like, though? And I said the first time we saw it in Hawkeye, but when they go back to it here, when she goes to see her father and he's dying and he puts like the handprint on her face. Yeah. That's actually part of her part of the comic design. Like they draw it and there's a white handprint on her face. So I saw
cool.
that.
That's actually a really cool callback.
Right. So when we saw that in Hawkeye, I was like, oh, because I mean, I didn't know shit about this character. So I mean, I'm pretty sure like there was a lot of people that when you're watching this, you gotta look it up, like to see how comic book accurate they're doing. Like
I did not, oddly enough.
I actually did, and I was like,
did not.
So maybe that's why like I looked at this series a little bit differently, because I kept doing the callbacks. Like I kept going online, going, oh, okay, so this is part of the storyline, like the whole Wilson Fisk running for mayor and this and that. So it makes me, and I hate to do this, it's one of the, it's when you watch a movie and people like to say, well, that's how it was in the book. Looking at you, Bruno. This is kind of that. And, it's kind of that. It's like, we watch the episode and you expect the episode to be good enough to just stand on its own merit without having to go, oh, is this a callback, or is there an actual storyline? But it is a comic book show based, so you almost kind of have to. So I went to it a couple of times. Like, so I saw the handprint. I was like, that's a cool callback. The whole outfit that she wears, I'm like, that's pretty cool. So that's why for me, like this show kind of hits a little bit and going forward. And I like what Disney's doing or Marvel's doing with the Spotlight banner. And if this is what we're gonna get, I got a Netflix Defenders feel from watching this. Like I liked watching all the Netflix series. I loved watching the Defenders movie that they did. Yeah. So this gets me excited for the future of this Spotlight banner.
Yeah. Although I don't know.
I'm excited for the Spotlight banner.
I'm super excited about this. I still am not convinced that they could possibly begin to be as gritty as the other shows used to be. But I like it anyway. I like where they're going. But there's some stuff that I don't see happening.
So, but how
again?
So, out of all of them, Punisher was the grittiest.
Yeah.
And very well it should be. And the guy that played him, John
Barathol.
I can never say his last name right.
It's okay.
So John Barathol said, he goes, if I'm not going to play Punisher
He's
like
not coming
that,
to your house to figure it.
He might. People say I look like him, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know. If he said, he goes, I'll be Punisher, but I want to play it.
Vibe, but okay.
Wow, that's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
You hate me still?
Even more. So he said, he goes,
if salty today.
So salty. If he can't play the Punisher the way that he did for Netflix, he's not doing it. And then people are like, well, we don't want to watch Punisher if it's not John Barathol. So they were like, oh, so this is kind of the reason why they had the Spotlight banner, because they're like, we need to have this character, but people are good. They had to replicate what we saw in Netflix. So are you going to get as gritty as it was? I don't know. Mm-hmm. But that was super gritty. Yeah. This kind of hits a little bit. You saw people getting shot and blood and
but you see that in a lot of the shows.
Yeah, but
it didn't do anything especially oh shit.
But I feel like this was a little bit edgier than some of the other shows we've seen. Like the only other one that maybe has this kind of like edginess when, as far as like the fighting and stuff like this, like just the nature of it, was maybe Moon Knight. Yeah. So I think that this is a good start, because I definitely felt like it wasn't Disneyed. It wasn't, we saw fight scenes that was like, I don't know. Like for me, it felt like I had a little bit more of an edge than the normal.
I'm just wondering
Disney,
if this is going to be the most edge they do, or if it's like
they can't. They gotta go darker than that.
Yeah,
I think they'll ramp it
like-
up. I think they just get people's feet wet.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
yeah.
this is going to be like, and they're okay. Well, then they'll see what the repercussions
Just
are
turn
from
it
this
up a
because
little
it is
bit
on
every
Disney
once in a while.
Plus, so
Right,
they'll
but-
kind of
right.
see what.
But it's under the MA banner.
Yeah.
So
No, I know.
if you have the parental discretion on, you can't watch it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, and you're right, you're 100% right. Not everybody's smart enough to do that, and they'll still write letters and fucking complain.
Oh yeah, well then that's on them. That's because there's people that we've talked to in
Did
here.
you see, this is a side note, did you see there are people fucking suing Dunkin' Donuts because they charge extra for non-dairy milk like almond milk and soy milk and things like that? They're actually suing them because it's discrimination. You fuck of a fuck. It costs them more to make almond milk than it does regular milk. It costs them more to make all this other milk. So of course they're going to charge you more for it because it costs them more.
Are these the same people that are suing? Are they going to sue Chipotle because they charge you extra for avocado?
Probably because it's discrimination. People are so fucked. So what I'm saying is, going back to this, there are people that know that's there and they don't fucking do it, and then their kid watches their fucking show and they sue Disney. You have the ability to fucking turn on parental controls, but yet people still bitch. There are parental controls on iPads and everything else, and people still bitch. Fucking get a handle on it and put the fucking parental controls on. Learn how to be
Really
a
not
parent. Learn how the fuck to be a proper parent and take charge. You're in charge, not the inmates running the asylum. You're in charge. Fucking, you're gonna give your kid the technology. You better be ahead of them and learn how to use it. So if you need to protect them from it, which is valid, you need to. My kid's got an iPad. It's on a child version, which doesn't let him see shit that he shouldn't be seeing. I go in and I see he's got YouTube Kids, and there's some shit on there I don't want him seeing.
Yeah.
So I've removed them. I've gone in and I do it a lot.
Well,
I go
because
in
you're a
and
responsible adult.
I block the channels that have those content. And it's nothing bad. It's just shit that's kind of like too scary for a 3-year-old to be seeing. Like there's a lot of Halloween shit, and like that's kind of like, I don't really want him seeing that kind of shit and then going and having nightmares all night because he watched this fucking thing. So I remove it off his iPad because I'm a parent. And I want to make sure my kid is, safe, not in a bubble. I'm not trying to put my kid in a fucking bubble, but I'm a parent. I'm responsible. And so I take charge of the technology. So I don't want to hear from any parents, TVMA should be on Disney Plus. Fuck you. Your kid should have his own, fucking channel, his own thing, which is designated as a kid, so it wouldn't be on there. And if you're that worried about it, your channel, your profile can have a password.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking put a password so you can't just get on yours.
There's so many different ways to hinder your child from watching anything. Right?
I'm sorry, it's there, but you have to take a step. You have to be proactive and take a step ahead. Be a step ahead of them. I'm sorry. I know that's not always easy, but neither is parenting, and you signed up for it. So fucking do it.
This is true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they're going to be. I think it's going to be a little bit edgier.
Salty note.
I know, right? I think it's going to be a little bit edgier. I think it's going to be a little darker. Because it's got to be more realistic. I'm looking very, very forward to the future of this, and that's.
I'm definitely looking forward to something else that's coming out too. I think we'll have some good content. So let's go ahead and rate Echo. Who's starting? Let's start with Larry. We'll start on a good positive note with Larry.
All right, so
slowly go downhill.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So my overall look was overall great show. There's a lot to be said about the Bonner family and how you're shaped by it. Good origin story. I'm anticipating seeing her and the rest of the New York grounded people going forward. That's kind of where it was. Good way to start 24 live action. I'm giving it a 3.25.
Really? I would have thought more.
I also would have thought more, huh?
No, because again, like for me, everything was right around that 3.25, 3.5. Like every episode was that. It wasn't mind blowing. It really wasn't. I agree, but there were a lot of solid. I thought this was a solid way to start. And it was a solid show for me. And for me, it's again, I start off with.
I wanted more mind blowing, being their first one out the gate for the spotlight thing.
I can see that. So, and that's. I think that going into it.
Started with the wrong one.
Going into it, I had no fucking expectations. Like my expectations were stupid low. So to get something
mine were
out
too,
of
and they
it,
met it.
See, you already went in with a negative way, so
I had low expectations, and they hit it right on point.
No, I'm gonna give it like a 3.25, 3.5. That's where I'm at.
Mila?
Yeah, I'm somewhere similar. I was at like a 3 to 3. Oh my god.
3 to 3.
That's all, folks.
Like I was at a 3 to a 3.5.
Ralphie boy.
Like a 3 to a 3.5. Like,
Yeah, see, all right.
So 3.25.
Sure, yeah.
Something like
That's right in the middle.
4.25.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm more around a 2.75. I wanted more. It wasn't total garbage. There were definitely some good points to the show. I liked it. Like I said, with the Fisk character. So the Fisk character, going back to that, was kind of like,
That took you out, huh?
it definitely bumped me out in the same way that Mel Gibson bumped me out in Continental.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't fit this character. Now, Mel Gibson's character is a brand new fucking character, so there was no reference point on that. He just sounded fucking stupid.
Yeah, the whole in and out.
And knowing Mel Gibson, you're like, that is really fucking forced.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great all. It wasn't consistent either, but it was just like, that's really, you sound like an idiot, and you're not an idiot. Like, you didn't rise to that kind of power. You sound like a moron, and you do. So that was fine. But like with this, the cadence, the thing, and some of it was just so awkward to listen to him. It's, and he is the kingpin. He's supposed to be more imposing.
I think we're gonna get more of that though.
Yeah, I hope so, because fuck.
I think that hopefully that comes with the grittier is back to our like a grittier Fisk.
I guess it just didn't want whiny, insecure little kingpin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have an idea of kingpin in my head from comics and things like that.
No, I can agree with you.
And he seemed more put together and tougher, like in Daredevil and stuff like that. Like,
Yes.
I decided to get to this stuff. I'm like, they're kind of Disneying Kingpin a little bit here. Even though they made him bigger,
and that's
they're
what
making
I
him
was
with
saying
the
about he
feels.
was
They're making him
different.
more feeling oriented.
yeah.
But
I
again,
don't want feeling fucking oriented.
right?
Kingpin.
But I think that
I want mob boss fucking kill
And I
everything.
think we're gonna see that.
If I can't have Vanessa, then no one can. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
So, but I think that that's part of it, though. It's like we're seeing the softer side because it is involving Echo. When he goes back to New York and he's like, I'm going to run this fucking town. I'm going to become the mayor. I think we're going to see more of that in the
I would have
Disney.
rather have seen a more of a blowout. I mean, like, fuck her. I did all this for her, and she's fucking with me, and I'm going to fuck with her. And then she has to, basically.
Yeah,
Now, at
like
the
more
end, it's
mind
not going
games
to
or
take him
something.
out, but it doesn't take her out either. I don't mind if it lands in somewhat of a stalemate at the end to
Yeah.
further the story of her going to New York and trying to be the queen.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that, but it ended in too much touchy-feely.
Gotcha.
And not enough of, like, I'm going
Yeah.
to fucking battle you. The
Gotcha.
war is coming.
Gotcha.
You started this bullshit, and now after everything I
can see
did,
it.
fuck you and your sign language. I'm not doing it. I'm fucking taking you out.
Oh, by the way, that
But
was a
you
cool
can't.
tech. Can I just say that? That was
Yeah,
really
that was
cool.
pretty
tech.
that was
awesome.
kind of cool.
I was like, oh shit. But I'm with it. I'm like, wait, all this time you never learned fucking sign
Right.
language?
Yeah.
All
But
these
she
people.
called him out on it.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked. I didn't like
I was
that.
glad
You
she
fucking
mentioned that
asshole.
because I was
All these-
like, dude,
here's
really?
the thing, right? Is another thing too, right? To go back and we'll get back to your rating. Oh no, you did.
Yeah, 2.75.
Everybody knew she was in town except for her cousin. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, I know.
That bothered the shit out of me.
Because she was trying to keep it on the down low, but
But
then
everybody knew.
Oh, the
Because
cousin
she went and saw
storyline. Don't
everyone
get me started on the
but
cousin
But how did
fucking
it never
storyline.
get to the cousin? I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. That bothered the shit out of me. I'm like,
Fucking-
everybody knows she's there.
The fucking cousin
Except
story.
for the
Everybody
cousin.
feels it. Everybody can feel it in the wind. It's in the water. We can all know. We got this idea she's here except for her.
And everybody knows sign language too.
Well,
well,
they're
yeah,
all
that's
dealt
because
with her.
like everyone learned
Not
it
for
from
how
her.
long.
Yeah, but she hasn't been there for 20 fucking
And nobody
years.
forgot it. Everybody remembers it.
So that was part of my. I was like,
They still talking to each other in sign language even though she's not around?
I know the alphabet.
Because
I
I'll tell
like
you
the
right
thing is,
now,
I actually thought it was
it's
like
super
kind
easy
of.
to forget shit when you're not using it. Like, especially
Yeah.
20 fucking years.
Yeah.
For me, I actually thought the fact that they still remembered it, I thought it was actually a cool way of going like how much
Cool
they
but
loved her
weird.
there.
Yeah.
She
You
was
know?
10 when she left.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I mean,
So she didn't start
But like
talking.
maybe they actually like were able to
They didn't
like
start
use it
teaching her
every
any
once in a
sign language
while.
until she's at least like one or two, just basic stuff like water and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she got to get older, 3, 4, whatever, then she started to learn real sign language and stuff like that. Larry's just having a fit. He's having a stroke. So. Yes. So it's good to know. It's just like my Italian. I know the swear words.
Yeah, no,
So,
I know so many. Me and my friend go back and forth. We'll look up and get new swear words and sign
That's
language.
nice.
So I know how to say some heinous shit,
some
but
heinous shit.
I don't know how to say
But, like,
how are you.
So let's say for 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. They were using it. That's a long time. They're all using
Yeah,
sign
actually,
language.
yeah.
But then there's 20 years of nobody needing to use it.
Yeah.
So like you had more years of not using it than you did
Than you
using
did
it.
using
You're
it.
gonna forget. You're gonna forget. Some people are gonna forget.
Like I wonder if
You know
they
what I
like
mean? The
used it in their
cousins-
own
the cousins-
like volition as well.
The cousins,
like, just to-
especially the younger ones, they're gonna forget.
they're not even gonna know it.
They're gonna fucking remember.
Yeah.
They're gonna forget. So that was kind of awkward for me, but it was one of those like, all right, I'll suspend disbelief.
That's what it is.
Shit happening here. I'm
It's
like,
like
bumble
there
against
was
that.
like small things like that. I was like, then I'm like, I'm fucking over it.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah, there it is.
I love the lacrosse scene. Too,
Yeah,
by
that
the
was
way.
pretty awesome.
That was cool.
awesome.
That was cool.
I like the
I like
flashback
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
I like the lot
Yeah, the
of the
flashback
flashback
stuff
stuff was
was
pretty
neat.
cool. That was pretty interesting. Interesting. All right, there it is. Echo.
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 There we go. So I was hoping. We didn't even plan that. That was awesome. Thank you, gang. Gang, we are Entertainment Rants at entertainmentrants.com. Check us out online. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We'd be so grateful if you did. Let us know what you thought of Echo. We'll post up some social media. So I haven't really been great on the social media stuff lately. There's been a bit of things going on in the personal life. So I haven't really been on top of it. But I will try to get more on top of that as well. Hopefully everybody's doing great out there. Having a good 2024. We'll see you next time. I have no idea what we're going to do next week. But we'll figure it out.
Cliffhanger. Big market tease.
There it is. What are we going to go do, everybody?
Let's rant.
Let's rant.
Let's fucking rant it up.
Echo.
Let's